The Shark Deck.
Hey, I'm Jenny Mac with your daily comedy news. Late night, still having fun with President Biden and those pesky documents. Seth Meyers with a winner here. The White House announced that President Biden's aides found classified documents at several locations inside his Delaware home, and he's had them for a while because a lot of them have to do with the Louisiana Purchase. That's great. There's a bunch of bad ones again. As always, I'll qualify. The professional comedians tell them much better than I do, but I don't know what is going on with the writers. Colbert. I know your retirement age. Are you starting a collection? They're classified documents, not spoons from the Delaware Train Museum. That one's okay. James Corden, this is awful. You've heard of Mar-a-Lago? This is Car-a-Lago. Oh my goodness, terrible. Fallon, apparently presidents lose classified documents the way we lose AirPods. It's just terrible. Unless that's like the 9th joke in a sequence. Kimmel, one okay, one awful. The okay one, which is more dangerous, Joe Biden having classified documents in his garage or Joe Biden having the keys to a Corvette? That one's okay. This one's awful. He calls it Stud Force 1. Kimmel, that one's so bad I'm surprised Fallon didn't say it. From Tampa Bay, Date Night Guide. Boy, Johnny Mac, you've been just throwing fire these last 3, 4, 5 shows. Yes, I know. By the way, I'm recording this on Friday, and I got a note from a friend of the show who told me that he knows the guy. If you listened on Friday, there was an article about a comedian, and I'm not here and I wasn't there to beat up on that particular comedian. It was just that the article had a lot of comedian generalities like, hey, Springfield has the best audiences and the Chuckle Hut is the best club, was that kind of stuff. Friend of the show told me he was LMAO about that piece, so that's good because the point wasn't to pick on the particular comedian, and that's why I'm not saying a particular comedian's name today. That's not why I did it. So thank you, friend of the show. From Tampa Bay Date Night Guide, your home for comedy news, they say Jim Gaffigan has been a household name. Now, I wonder why they say has been a household name. I would say Jim Gaffigan is a household name, except he's probably not. I mean, for you and I, you listen to the show every day and I host the show, we know who Jim Gaffigan is. I'm not sure everyone knows who Jim Gaffigan is, but who cares? He's bringing his latest tour, the Dark Pale Tour, to Tampa, February 9th through the 11th. Not only will guests be treated to his hilarious antics about dealing with life's crazy challenges. See, this, just to beat the dead horse, that's the same kind of generic comedy article that I was making fun of on Friday. Jim Gaffigan's hilarious antics and dealing with life's crazy challenges. But point of the story, Johnny Mac, is those 2 shows will be filmed for Jim Gaffigan's newest upcoming comedy special. Nice. The CEO of the building said, I love Jim Gaffigan's work and his comedy. Interesting. He must be a fan of Jim's acting chops, to put it in that order. I'm so impressed that he's chosen to film the Dark Pale Tour here. It speaks for who the Straz is. The Straz is the building. Then we got some boilerplate from Jim. Let's read it. I'm super excited that I'm filming in Tampa because of a couple of factors. You know, I've obviously performed in Tampa numerous times and always had a great time, but I also feel like Western Florida has a lot of Midwesterners. And so being a Midwesterner, there's a feeling of familiarity there, too. Also, I lived in Tampa for a year after college, so I'm far from an expert on Tampa, but I know a little bit. I was in some apartment complex that was on South Bayshore. So what's this set like? It's a little darker than some of my previous materials, but I think audiences like that. You know, you develop a relationship with people that come to shows, and you know the expectation that's going to be funny, and you know that's the most important thing, but also that it evolves. It's not the same joke. From PR Newswire, Dateline Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Kevin Hart, CIO of Yas Island, YAS Island, has just announced that applications are open to the public for the world's best job. Are you curious? What does Kevin Hart, and it's that Kevin Hart, yes, what does Kevin Hart, CIO of Yas Island, say the world's best job is according to this press release? Well, the world's best job is a chance to become Yas Island Abu Dhabi's next ambassador. The chosen candidate, if deemed Hart-worthy, stands a chance to win an unbeatable package, including a $100,000 salary. Now, salary is in quotes, so I don't know. I guess you're just winning and you don't have to do anything. A $100,000 salary, a luxury hotel stay, exclusive world-class entertainment experiences across Yas Island, Abu Dhabi, and much more. You, dear listener, can apply right now. Go to hireme.yasisland.com. A jury will select a short list of 5 entrants by January 26, says the press release. Those keen to be shortlisted will simply need to film and upload a video of themselves and answer one simple question. How will you make Yas Island hard to beat? That's hard to beat, yes. To increase their chances, applicants are advised to share and upload their savvy submissions on social media. I'm no expert in contest rules, but I'd run that one past somebody if it were me, but I'm not running the contest. I'm just reading a press release. With no shortage of exhilarating experiences in store, Yas Island Abu Dhabi promises the winner a $100,000 prize to start, in addition to a business class flight to Abu Dhabi. The winner will get to call the fabulous suite at W Abu Dhabi Yas Island home for 60 days and have access to delightful spa and dining experiences at the coveted hotel. To get around the island, the ambassador will ride in style in a luxury car. Courtesy of Yas Marina Circuit, the winner will be able to satisfy their need for speed through karting sessions and the Formula Yas 3000 driving experience on the world-famous Formula One track. What's more, the winner will receive a 60-day club membership at Yas Link's golf package, complete with golfing sessions to help perfect their swing. This is not a commercial. This is me actually doing the story because I'm amused by it. From New Jersey 12, a video of a man throwing a full can of beer at a comedian in Point Pleasant Beach went viral last fall. Remember that? Yeah, you remember that. Well, the person who threw the beer at comedian Ariel Elias was fined $508. I wonder why it's $508. $508, and it has also been banned from the club. New Jersey 12 says besides losing club access, the person in question may have lost some friends from the stunt, according to a handwritten letter sent to Uncle Vinny's. The letter reads in part, "That poor comic could have been in the hospital in a coma. Disgusting behavior. We will never hang with them again." The owner of Uncle Vinny's, who's Dino Abelli, said, "We got a bunch of anonymous letters in the mail. One really hit me hard. It was like, we were there that night with him. We'll never go out with him again. They gave me his name, his address." Uh-oh. Snitches in New Jersey? I watch TV. I want no part of this. Moving on. And this next story sucks. Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty, is reportedly facing domestic battery charges. This story is breaking as I record this on Friday. NBC News says the charges are stemming from a 2020 incident that started in January, the initial criminal complaint being filed in May. Jane Doe, a pseudonym, is charging Roiland with one felony count of domestic battery with corporal injury and one felony count of false imprisonment by menace, violence, fraud, and or deceit. Roiland is the co-creator of Rick and Morty. He voices Rick. He is also the voice of Corvo on Solar Opposites. He's also one of the creators of Koala Man that debuted on Hulu last week, and I watched the first episode and made it 10 minutes in and was like, SnoJam Comedy Festival coming up January 19th through the 21st. Have you been to snowjamcomedyfest.com/sponsors? You should if you go down. It's a pretty snazzy logo there under the bronze sponsors. Right next to Experience Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and the Dave Holly Tour is a logo for Daily Comedy News. That's right. I'm one of the sponsors of the SnoJam Comedy Festival. Why aren't you going? Kicks off on Thursday. You want to go. SnoJam Comedy Festival, back for its 8th year. The vice president of the board, Emily Wilson, said, "South Dakota in January, you must be joking? No, we aren't." You're going to laugh your snow pants off. I haven't worn snow pants in a long time. When's the last time I wore snow pants? I guess when I went to Iceland. Iceland is awesome. You're going to laugh your snow pants off. But you won't feel the cold because your heart will be so warm. Tickets, $10 to $25. Gold and platinum 3-day all-access passes range from $50 to $75. Jackie Cation is this year's headliner, and as we get later into the week, I'll start talking about the individual shows, and I'll do the, hey, if I were there, what show would I attend? So, Johnny Mac, if you're talking up the SnoJam Comedy Festival, how come you're not going? Here's why. I have to visit my daughter next weekend. She has a performance, and Dad is going to be there for her. So since I can't be in two places at once, you have to go to SnoJam Comedy Festival on my behalf and report back to me, all right? That's your homework. You better do it. SnoJam Comedy Festival, SNOJAM ComedyFest.com. Check it out, man. You know who else goes to comedy shows sometimes? Prince Harry. Did you hear he has a book? I don't know if you heard about it. Nobody's really talking about it. Apparently, in Prince Harry's book, Spare, which if you can't get enough Prince Harry, don't forget to listen to Palace Intrigue, wherever you get your podcast. That's a show about the royal family. I'm the writer. We make fun of Prince Harry almost every day. When Harry was in the army, he said, "We were taken to a comedy show. Attendance was quasi-mandatory. Whoever organized it had good intentions, a bit of levity after a tour of hell. And to be fair, some of us did laugh, but most didn't. We were struggling and didn't know we were struggling. We had memories to process, mental wounds to heal, existential questions to sort. We'd been told that a padre was available if we needed to talk, but I remember no one going near him. So we just sat at the comedy show in the same way we'd sat in the VHR tent. That's the very high readiness tent where they'd wait on alert for missions. We sat in the VHR tent in a state of suspended animation waiting. Harry says, I felt bad for those comedians. One tough gig. He did not reveal or remember which stand-ups were on stage that night. Get out your daily comedy news bingo card, because I'm about to mention Andew Santono again. Yeah, it's funny how comedians go in little runs. Santino's coming up every day. Coincidentally, he just had a new special. Funny how that works out. But this time, I'm talking about Andew Santono, who's a fine, wonderful comedic actor, and he's on Dave, and Dave Bird's comedy series Dave is coming back for season 3. It'll be back Wednesday, April 5th, 10 East, 10 West on FXX. Stream the next day on Hulu, which is how I will watch it. In season 3, Dave Bird is headlining his first ever tour and looking for love along the way. But as he and his gang crisscross America, they discover firsthand how diverse the cultural landscape of the U.S. really is and how often fame puts pressure on love and friendship. Oh no. Lilt in my voice aside, Andew Santono's very good on that show. In other TV news, Mo Amer's show, it did get a second and final season. If you get 2 seasons on Netflix, that's a miracle. So many things they put up for 1 season, and then they're like, like Blockbuster. They're like, But Mo's getting a second and final season. Mo's pretty good if you haven't watched that. I put on Velma for 10 minutes or so, and it was interesting. I was emailing my cousin about it, as I tend to do when I'm watching TV, and I was telling him that it's not bad, and then Glenn Howerton, who plays Fred, had a scene, and Glenn Howerton, who I love on It's Always Sunny, he's probably my favorite cast member, he chased me. I didn't like at all what they did with the character of Fred, nor did I like Glenn's portrayal of Fred, and I was in the middle of emailing my cousin, and then Howerton came on as Fred, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I like this show, so I bailed. I've got the remote in my hand this year. You got 10 minutes. If it's not working, I'm out. Let's hit Gossip Corner. From the Daily Mail, guess who was walking their dogs together? Louis C.K. and Chris Rock. Yes. The Daily Mail says Chris Rock was all smiles as he joked around with Louis C.K. The Daily Mail phrased it like this. Comedian Rock wore a padded blue jacket, joggers, and trainers, paired with a woolen hat and shades, while strolling with Louis, who became embroiled in a sexual harassment scandal in 2017. And that's your comedy news for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your shows, and I'll see you here tomorrow. All right, here's the pitch. 5 stories. They're all good news. It's called 5 Good News Stories. No negative news, just good news. Nice, easy way to start your day. Hopefully a smile. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac, host of 5 Good News Stories. You get the premise? There's 5 stories, and they're all good news. It's the number 5 Good News Stories. 5 Good News Stories. Follow the show wherever you get your podcasts.